Hey gamers, it's the Mandorful. Welcome back to more Let's Play Pikmin 2. In the last episode, we got to the first dungeon of the game, the Emergence Cave. No, not this file. This is the first time I beat the game last fall, and these are the other areas of the game we're gonna explore. But right now, I don't want to go to those. So yes, now that you know that there's 4 areas of the game. Title screen says Pikmin. So yes, there are 4 areas of the game, but we only have the first one unlocked. This is day 2. Yes, so I said the days are timed, right? But the reason we're still on day 2 is because when you enter a dungeon, time stands still. And pregnant. Okay, we've already been through this last time. That's what I said. No. Enough of your brand. Let's go ahead and get started. Starting off today, day 2. Time stands still in this dungeon. First treasure takes 10 Pikmin, if I recall. Okay, 4 Pikmin. The average weight of a captain, I'm going to say it's about 4 Pikmin. Because, as you saw the Easter egg in the first game, you could carry all of them back to base with 4 Pikmin. So the weight of a Pikmin, we're going to get a cutscene right now, but the weight of a Pikmin also determines its strength. So that means that the Olimar has a strength of 4 Pikmin. That's what it means. That's how powerful each punch is. The punching emblem. So 2 punches is as powerful as 8 Pikmin, if you follow the formula and everything. So whatever the weight that it takes for that Pikmin to carry, that's the strength of that object. This takes 3 Pikmin to get back to base. In this game, you can flatten enemies. In the first game, you couldn't do that as well. Now, watch what happens if you try to take these things back to base. I'm not going to be taking the enemies back to base in this game, but I'm just going to do this just to show you what the ship does. And then the main treasure of the game. Here we go. Take the treasures back to base. Now, what happens if you take a bug or a red bug family? What happens if you take Ankylo's Robot back to base? Let's see. How could you possibly consider this beast to be a treasure? Beast are incompatible with my circuitry. I suppose I will store your finds in my hold, but I do not think beasts will be worth much. Every time we try to make the, I always thought it was funny that the ship tried to stage a mutiny. I always saw the ship with legs, you know, standing up on its drive fins and just, I don't know, doing the generic mouse thing. You know when you see a mouse and you jump on a chair and you do a really girly thing? I always saw the ship doing that, but poking Olimar and Lee with a stick. It says it's gonna stage a mutiny, and then poking them to get away. I don't know. The Citrus Lump, wonderful name for it. Now that's the invisible treasure meter powering down because we collected all the treasures on this floor. We're gonna leave this bread bug behind, and we need all of our Pikmin. This hole appears to be quite deep. My sensors indicate more treacherous terrain ahead. Louis, do you recall that you can adjust the camera with L&R and Z, correct? Your expression suggests that you do. Excellent. Then or maybe it suggests that I don't know what you're talking about. I'm going to work on Olimar's voice. Olimar's voice is going to be, today we explored a new area, the subterranean complex. These Pikmin continue to intrigue me. So here we are in the subterranean complex, and I'm gonna go ahead and separate the movie. Final floor. Now this sub-level only has 2 floors to it, since it's the very first in the game. They make it so easy for you, and later on it's going to get more tough. There's some white spotty bulb orbs over here. Over here's a new treasure. This is the first part of the exploration kits. It's inconceivable that such immense objects could have been buried here for so long. The design on our outer shell resembles the surface of the planet. So yes, this confirms that this is Earth, and this is treasures or garbage, as we would call it, that have been preserved for so long. You need 100 rank Pikmin to be able to lift it. So we don't have enough Pikmin that we brought with us, and it's the final floor. And there's a treasure here, so there's going to be some little bit of beta testing here with what we can do with the functions. Let's go ahead and check it out. So he was talking about we need 100 Pikmin, we only have 65. You can try to lift it if you want, but the minimum, actually the minimum is 100, the maximum is about 120, so. Oh no, they're putting so many enemies together, it's getting so complicated, it's getting so tough to follow. Sarcasm much. But anyway, let's go over here. Astounding! A flower blooms in a cave deep beneath the snowy landscape. Clearly, it's warmer down here than above. Look at the Pikmin. They look as if they yearn to be tossed into the flower. Let's go ahead and fulfill your wishes, ship. Alright, so they yearn to be tossed into a flower. So let's toss 5. We can only, these are violet candy pop buds, and we're going to learn what they are right now. And you can only have, 5 Pikmin in each one before it disappears. Not forever, but until the floor is over. There we go. Go ahead and collect them all. Boom. And they make a huge thudding sound. These are purple Pikmin, which were not in the first game. Establishing new continuity. Amazing! A purple Pikmin that has hair and it's quite stocky. It seems very heavy and strong. This kind of Pikmin was not mentioned in your report. You must be slacking. No, it's an entirely new type. Transforming Pikmin by tossing them into the flowers. But that's a violet candy pop bud. It's called candy pop. It's the same concept of putting quarters in a machine and getting a prize out. And it said it's a genetic mutation flower. So basically, you throw one of your Pikmin in, and it turns into a purple. Now, what special ability do these have? These Pikmin are if you try to swarm them, see they're much more slower than the other Pikmin. But they're also 10 times as strong as any other Pikmin, and they make a thudding sound, which there's an enemy later that will fear us, and the only way to defeat him is to use that thudding sound. Over here is the escape if you want to go to the surface, but we still have to get that last treasure. Yes, we're going the right way. The correct way. Now, so since purple Pikmin have a strength of 10, we have more than 100. So we have 65. Minus 10, so we have 55 reds and 10 purples. So 10 times 10 is 100 and... Okay. So we have 154 times the strength, which should... There we go. 155 times the strength, I'm sorry. Come on. Come on, let's get up. There we go, 155 times the strength. And let's move these bulb orbs out of the way so they don't cause any trouble. The only time you can go through the bulb orbs is if you're having clipping glitches, or if it tries to bite you. And this is, I'm going to have Louie wait for the Pikmin to finish here, and I'm going to have all of them run to the geyser. So we can save some time. Wonderful animation. Spherical atlas. And there's a device resembling a microchip embedded inside, which we can't see inside, microchip in this sphere. retrieving data. Error, I cannot be decoded. A portion of the data, but it didn't retrieve my geological. So we have a portion of the data now stored on this planet, which means we can explore a new area. Alright, now that we have this data... Okay. So we're gonna have all of our rest of the geyser. Sounds as if it's a little marching band. There's some stone wall over here, and you can see some of the laser effect in the wall. And here's the first exit of the game. That is a wonderful effect. Astounding! Water is shooting out of the geyser. It's with incredible force. Sensors indicate that there's enough power to launch you into the air. Approach it and press A to try it. So if I go to a national park, sit on a geyser, and press A on the GateCube controller, it is going to launch me back to the surface. But before we leave, we want to have Louis call all the Pikmin to a side. We want to do, yes, escape to the surface with your Pikmin. So the first dungeon, we've collected the Spherical Atlas, the Citrus Lamp, and the Quenching Emblem. Enemies encountered 6. Pikmin lost 0. From enemies 6. Total so far is 486 Pokos, or actually 936, and we've got 486 from this dungeon. And if you actually wait a little, there's a secret theme, but we're not going to wait for it. We're just going to return to the surface. The Valley of Repose. The Valley of Repose. There's a ship. The research pod reattaches, and we go back to the surface. And now time is going to continue where we left off. You have successfully returned to the planet's surface. Excellent. Decision making good. Okay, gentlemen. We must celebrate our first successful scarplunking expedition. You gathered a large amount of data that needs in-depth analysis. I shall send a report back to the President tonight detailing your progress. Awesome. And we start off another cutscene. I don't know what is wrong with you. Hello, Martin Louise. Since you will explore a new area tomorrow, today's work is done. So if we run out of time, we can't call our Pikmin to our side because there's a cutscene right here, and that's the end of that. These are all the things we got on day 2. Butter Scrap, Spherical Atlas, Citrus Lamp, Quenching Emblem, and 6 enemies. We got 10 purples, and our red count increased by 35 today. In total, we gained 45 Pikmin, and we haven't lost any so far. Besides that brother. Baby steps forward and all. God well, and don't worry about me. I'll definitely happy hope will take savings though. After all, besides, there's nothing left to report, says. So, ha! Wonderful words spoken by our wonderful president. And now that we've unlocked a new area, beautiful, isn't it? Tomorrow we start the Awakening Wood. Guys, get your mind out of you nowhere. It's the Awakening Wood, not the morning. Utter Scrap. Citrus Lamp. We can read some entries. Often brag about my inexhaustible supply of self-control, but when I look at this treasure, I can't help but want to take a drink. So we have in-game advertising in this, and we can use the C-stick to look at the whole 2.5 dimensional view. If it was 3-dimensional, I could see the bottom, but it doesn't let us do that. This fruit was dug up from the floor of an icy cave. It appears to be that the fruit's thick skin protected it. Yeah, that's what protected it from total human utter scrap. I'll read this one. An area recently touched down in the blanketed a fresh layer of frozen precipitation. As tranquil and relaxing as it is, it names a valley of repose using Pikmin to move obstacles. Red Bulwark. Candy Pop Blood, let's read this one.